Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Beam Livestream BLS 51. And I got my friend Leo from Metaplex here. Leo, how's it going, man?
Let's go. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's going super, super good. What about you, B-man?
Yeah, all doing very well. All doing very well. Just started the stream back up again, and I'm excited to have you on the second one. After the restarts, I especially start wearing my Metaplex swag today. So same.
Let's go.
But
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
clear it up, he is the one that works at Metaplex, and I'm just a fanboy. Um, Let me quickly verify if we're online. I think we are because I hear myself screaming in the background, so that seems to be going well. And then we're not going to do a lot of chatting, but I just want to bring up the overlay here while we discuss. There's people from Mountain Dow here. iCoder is here. Tigran, Mountain Dow. You just came back, right, from Mountain Dow?
Yeah, I just came back like last week. It's amazing. If you guys haven't never been to Mountain Dow, it's certainly something you should guys do. It's like amazing energy, amazing builder all around. It's like I don't know, like you go there at midnight, you see it, like it was packed. It was like 100 people at midnight just like coding around. You come back like at 7 a.m. and like there's other 100 people. So it's like all the time, full builder. Everybody just want to get stuff done. It's like very, very Solana energy and like very, very Solana aligned. I feel like.
Amazing. Yeah. So from what I've seen, it's just basically a huge co-working with massive internet connection, screens, desks, everything set up. It's like the mother of all hacker houses, basically.
Yes, it's an Across for a month, and like the energy is amazing. People are amazing. So
Okay, really cool. I do hope that.
so shout out to Mountain Dow.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. I did lose you for a second there, but let's hope that that's just temporary thing. Yeah. So today, Metaplex Core. I've been on the grants program from Metaplex. I'm part of the council, and we give applications out for Metaplex Core and MPL 404. And I figured in order for me to be able to judge contributions to see if it makes sense what they want to build, I would get started myself on getting to know it. And I got somewhere, but I didn't get to minting it. And I was reading at the docs. There were still some things that weren't really clear. So I figured it would be cool if we can just hop on together. And if we can get to minting an NFT within 30 minutes. So that's kind of the overall goal. And let me quickly grab my show notes here so that I just don't forget anything. Yeah, and then before all of that, for people that don't know you, let's take a minute to introduce yourself, a little bit about your background, and then we can move on from that.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Leo. I'm 23 years old. I work at Metaplex. I'm a dev there. I do some product marketing. I do some developer experience, and like I help developer pretty much succeed and like use our products in the best way that I think really it's possible with all the Metaplex tooling. Before working at Metaplex, I was working at Turbine. I taught a lot of the developer that are currently in the ecosystem, and yes, I've just fallen in love with Solana 2 years ago. I started developing, fell in love with all the talent, fell in love with people like you, B-man, and I feel like Solana is the space to be. Solana is the ecosystem to be because of all the builder, because of all the people that are pushing it forward. And the cool thing about it is that you don't have to be you can just succeed. Like I was a nobody 2 years ago. Right now I have the possibility of like going on stream with B-man. So I feel like if I do it, everybody could do it. So it's just an amazing ecosystem that gives the possibility to everybody. It doesn't matter what age you are, it doesn't matter what's your skill set. If you just work hard for it, you can just do it.
Amazing. Yeah, I think you're a great example of for a lot of people. I think it's super inspiring to see. I'm like a dinosaur. I've been doing software development or software related stuff for all of my life, basically. So it's unsurprising, but I think it's incredibly inspiring and bullish to see that people like yourself, and there's a bunch more. For example, Carlos, who now works at the
What?
what is it?
Squats. Yeah.
API. He started also, I think, 2 or 4 years ago. He won 2 hackathons. Amils at QuickNote, similar story, did something totally else. There's countless opportunities. I think there's no better time to start learning software. Honestly, you have a huge advantage with all of the tools, and it's just super excited. Yeah, so let's move on. Any interesting stuff on specifically you're working on at Metaplex? Anything new that you'd like to kind of touch on, maybe afterwards, or?
Yeah, for sure. So today, naturally, as Biman said, we're going to talk about Metaplex Core. That is the new NFT standard that we developed right now. I think it was when actually we developed that at Mountain DAO, and we pushed out like the first beta, or like the first idea of like how that should look like after Mountain DAO. So that's another bullish point on Mountain DAO. But right now, what we're working on is Aura. That is the pretty much like the decentralized read layer, and so we created a very, very performant way to query all the data through an RPC, to our own personal RPC for all the digital asset standards. So token metadata, so every token, every NFT, every compressed NFT, it's very, very performant, and it's finally live, so everybody could try it. So I invite you guys to just like go on our Twitter page or go on our website, just give it a try and see what do you like. Naturally, it's still a bit in beta, so if you guys have any problem, just pop into the Discord and chat with me, Tony, Mark, Andre, one of the DevRels, and we'll be happy to help you figure it out, or directly talk with the engineering team and figure out a solution for the problem.
Amazing. So Metaplex Aura, metaplex.com, and Twitter is also Metaplex. So that's simple. Yeah, super nice. I kind of already feel like maybe we can do a follow-up live stream at some point. I'd love to get my hands on it.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Let's dive into the show. Goal of the show will start from scratch. I do have a project set up, which we'll explore in a little bit. I got a bunch of assets that we want to do in the collection. So I try to mimic like how a natural process is. You have a bunch of assets that you want to mint. We'll need to find a way to upload these things to off-chain storage. We'll create a collection, the candy machine, and other things we might need, like guards. We wire that up to the front end and have a very basic mint NFT. You think we can do that in 30 minutes, Leo?
I think we can definitely do that.
Amazing. Cool. Let's go. Let's see. You already kind of touched on Metaplex, so we don't really need to go into the origin story right there. I think it's built at Mountain DAO, and it's there to make it simpler to work with digital assets on Solana, right? It's a properly built protocol instead of hijacking what it used to be the standard was, which was doing token program.
Yes, exactly. The main very important thing is like it doesn't use the token program. That as much as it was like really good at the start and like really easy for everybody to just support it out of the box, because the SPL token program, everybody supports it. Yeah. But we figure out that probably since like the SPL token program was made for fungible token, and then it was like used for non-fungible token as well, but it was very bulky and expensive because you needed the mint account, you need the token account, the master edition, the token metadata account, like all these different accounts that pretty much like didn't add any additional functionalities, just signified that mint account was actually an NFT. So we figured out that probably we didn't need all this field, and probably even just using the token account and the mint account were useless because of the fact that NFT are very easy tokens, we can say. Supply needs to be always 1, 0 decimal because it cannot be divisible, and like the owner is always like it's always only one person. And so that's why we came up with Core. That it's, first of all, it's very cheap and very easy to use because it has a single account structure. So everything is in a single account. Everything is very optimized to be as bare bones as possible. But the second thing that I think it's even more exciting, and it's like Core is the most programmable standard for NFTs. So it doesn't just like enable you to create NFTs, but it enables you to create like custom behavior through plugins. about like different type of stuff. Could be royalties, it could be on-chain attributes that the backpack, for example, shows directly into your wallet, and it could be everything, pretty much everything. Sky is the
Really
limit.
cool. And this is all enabled by the plugin system, correct?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
enabled by the plugin system and still works in a single account. So you don't need to add multiple accounts to enable this plugin.
Yeah.
The single account will just like grow in size based on like all the plugins that you add to it.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm really fascinated by the standards. I already have a bunch of use cases where I'd love to see it in use. I think recently the 1 millionth got minted, if that's correct. I saw that on Twitter.
2 million. We just minted 2 million assets.
Amazing.
So in a year, it's been a crazy growth.
Yeah.
The main thing that I love is that I'm actually seeing lots of innovation, and it goes it goes way beyond what like and like don't get me wrong, PFP picture are very cool. I love NFTs. I own lots of them. But what I'm really excited is like all these different products that are trying to push forward
Yeah.
the view of NFTs, not just as PFP, but actually use case driven
Yeah.
assets that can change what we think about the future.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I really think so too. It's super powerful, and there's a bunch of things I'm seeing at the Grants Council that are super interesting. There's a lot of obvious things like membership systems and loyalty systems should be fairly easy to build with this. Like we finally get these tools to kind of easily do it without writing a whole bunch of custom things. And then huge benefit of it coming from Metaplex is that, yeah, wallets will support it. Like you kind of know, if I would build like the Beam and NFT standards, I'd have to go back Phantom and Backpack and Soulflare to integrate it. But it's just everywhere. So without further ado, we're also like, I got the timer already started. So let's quickly analyze the starting point. So what I have here is a very simple app. I'm using Vite and React. And it's connected to my developer wallet here. So I got a wallet, this one. I got some Devnet Sol. I got some Devnet Euros, and this is Devnet USDC. So that's kind of there. We have some dev pages where we can start basically just scratching if we need something. And then the last thing I have here is a script that can just use same connection, same wallet, same thing. So if we need to execute something, we should all be set up. And for those of you watching along, let me actually pull this up. You can grab the repo. It's right there. And you can follow along with this. And it should be, once I'm done, I'll push it up, I'll make a commit, and then you should be able to get started right away. So let's see if I covered all of that about the base app. Yeah, I guess the main other thing to notice is that I know if we're going to work with this stuff, we need to work with Yumi or Umi, however we're going to call it. So this is something that the Metaplex toolkit requires. I didn't have it installed, but I did already kind of provide a place where we can put it. So there's a provider, and then if we need it in our front end, we can just use Umi, and we'll get it. So just wanted to let that know. So everything should be in place. And then the last thing I guess I'm going to show here is the collection we're going to mint. Now, this is a collection called Numbers. I think it's built by Tony from Metaplex, your colleague. And this is one of the example repos. I will link a bunch of more example repos that I got, actually. I'll link them in the show notes. But yeah, this is what we're working with. And we're on Devnet. I guess... Leo, what's the next? What should I do?
So first of all, probably, as you said before, let's set up like the Yumi instance that it's completely compatible with Wallet Adapter. So we just need to create a new provider for that, and just pretty much link the Wallet Adapter for that. So probably, I guess, to store exactly. Probably we need exactly. This is exactly what we need. Exactly. So all this different package. Nice.
Yeah. So I think because I already went through this before, I should have most of these packages that we actually need. Now, we're not going to name them all. You'll find them in the docs, which are actually very good. Docs are really good and getting better all of the time. But yeah, these are the dependencies, I guess, mainly UMI itself and bundle defaults. This is kind of what I always have. Then this is because we want to use it on the front end, if I'm correct.
Yes, that's correct. It's like that. That's exactly how we can collect with the wallet adapter to be pretty much like one of the to create the signer identity for us to then use UMI.
Yeah, perfect. So that's this wallet adapters. I was just checking on the stream where our camera is in front of it, but anyway. And then these two are the plugins to enable Metaplex Core.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because we're gonna use the candy machine today for to do that. So yeah,
exactly. Okay, cool. So this is now installed, and then I guess here is where we want to say I want to create a new instance. If only my editor lets me type. It's always nice to have on a live stream. Come on, dude.
So I guess in the meantime, let's think about how we want to create all the different stuff. So we could have different stuff. So I guess probably, since this is just an example, would probably be cool to just have like the web on the website, like the possibility of minting, but probably it might make more sense to create everything that regards the candy machine. So like the uploading and the create candy machine, like to have a script there to upload all the image and to just like and then to just like use that to create the candy machine that we can then reference on the front end. What do you
Amazing.
say?
Yeah. So this is one of the reasons why I did the scripting in there. So I knew we're probably gonna be scripting stuff. So I guess in order to kind of divide and conquer, the first things we need to do is prepare the collection, and that's all done in a script. Typically, we want to upload this stuff, so we kind of don't need the front end right now, right?
Yeah.
So correct. Pulling up this one again, I guess if we're here, we're back at the one we were at. This is way better. So let's then make this a bit smaller, so we're not getting distracted by the browser too much, and let's take this script as a starting point. Now, we're going to call this create collection, for example.
Yeah.
Create collection. And then I'm going to do one more thing here. Set it up in package.json so we can quickly run it. Create collection.ts. And now we should be able to run it like this. Bam.
Let's go.
Let's go. Cool. So what is the next step here? What do we do? I got this connection. We're not interested in the balance, so we kind of get this done. Should we first set up an UMI instance, or?
Yes. Let's set up a UMI instance. So we will need to import it from UMI bundle default.
Mm-hmm.
The guys done. So it's going to be create UMI and instead of just UMI, and let's. Guys, pay attention because we have two different create UMI. There is one in the bundle default and one in the UMI create, but the one that you want to use and import is the one in the UMI bundle default.
Okay, perfect. That's the one I have here, right?
Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay.
So yeah, in the create UMI, we just need to pass in the connection, and we need to pass in. We could pass in even like if we want to finalize or like the different commitment, but usually I just like pass in the connection and just use that.
Connection or connection string?
It's just the string. I think it's just a string to say that it's the Devnet or yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So we got our UMI.
So now what we need to do is to, I don't know, do you want to use we could already use the wallet adapter to sign here, or you can just use a keeper that you have in the backend. Well,
I have the fee payer here.
Great.
So we should be able to sign with that.
So I guess let's import the how's it called, the wallet adapter as well. The how's it called, the wallet adapter identity.
But this is backend, right?
Yes. So, oh no, actually, sorry, my bad. Okay, I understand now. The fee payer is a keeper that you have there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Scratch that.
I was already confused. Yeah, okay, cool.
Scratch that, my bad. So yeah, I guess we can just like go through the setting up the keeper. So it's I guess it's like an array of number, right? The secret key. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can just use Yumi dot use, and we can. Oh yeah. First of all, we need to set up Yumi.use MPL core. So we need to say that, yeah, exactly, from the MPL core package. Now, then we need to set up the signer identity. So what I usually like to use, instead of just going straight to Yumi.use, just because it's a little bit not complicated, but a little bit more long, what I like to use is like generate signer identity and use it as, like, call it, for example, const signer identity. I usually do that. And what I do there is, so you will need to, first of all, using Yumi.eddsa. Yes. And then I'm going to usually use create keeper from secret key.
I guess I can do from file, which I have in process.env.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dot. And now let me quickly check this file here, which is this.
Yes.
And then I only need to make sure that I import .env.
Yes.
And I'm going to accept that this is good. So this should be the identity of my signer, right?
Yes, and if that doesn't work, it's probably because we need to pass. We need to still pass convert the file to a new uint8 array.
Let's quickly run it like this and see if it recognizes my public key. It does. It does.
Nice.
It does.
Nice.
So, okay, we're rolling. We have a signer identity that's compatible with Yumi. So let's move this fellow up, actually. So this is basically something we're interested in here.
And then now we can just use Yumi.use, and we can use keeper identity is called. Yes, exactly, and signer identity. Yes. Amazing.
Very cool. Now we have a UMI that's loaded with the MPL Core plugin, and it knows which thing to sign with.
Yes, exactly. Just like that, we're done. So probably what we want to do right now is we should probably upload the file of the collection so we can then reference it in the URI. So I guess let's use the Iris uploader. So oh yeah, I forgot to mention that before, that we probably need to. Oh, did we install the Iris uploader package?
I don't think we did. Iris. No, I don't think we did. Is it?
So it's Metaplex Foundation. Yes, and then it's Yumi-uploader-iris.
And it's IRY.
Yes, perfect. That's perfect.
Okay, already going to copy that here because we want to import from that then right here.
Yes.
Perfect. And what is the plugin we're going to use from that?
So it should be no. Oh yeah, actually we need to use. I think it should be Iris Uploader. Yeah, let me double check. Yeah, just Iris Uploader. Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Perfect.
And just like that, we're ready.
Okay, simple. Seems very simple.
Yeah, it's super simple. So okay, I guess right now let's create the collection. What do you say? The collection URI.
Yep, perfect.
So
first step, create the collection URI. So basically assets on Iris.
Yes.
Perfect.
So to do so, we can just use await. So let's call that maybe collection URI.
Okay.
Actually, let's call that collection. Collection image URI, because we need to before upload the image and then upload the method after that. Yeah. And we can use Yumi.uploader upload. And then inside, we can just pass in the image file. So yeah,
So this is path to the image file.
yes, exactly.
Okay, so let me really quickly make sure collection image that we actually have a path to this, which is gonna be our, from wherever we execute this, slash collection slash assets slash collection.png. So this is kind of the place where we got the image referenced from wherever we execute this script. So then this is basically the name of the image.
Yes.
And do I put it in like this, or do I need to have like an...
No, in theory should work just like that. So let's see. Yeah.
I think this accepts like a generic file. It looks like it says...
Okay, then probably we just need to say, I guess, do we have on the uploader itself, do we have other, maybe there is like an upload image stuff.
There's
No,
upload JSON.
okay, interesting. Okay, so we should probably use upload, and then I guess in the upload there should be yeah. Let's see. Yeah, probably we can just use
I guess I can do it like this.
Yeah.
And then file name.
Yeah, I think so.
And then let's see, add missing properties. What more does it want?
Let me see. On my side as well. So maybe okay, 1 second. Now I'm checking on my one of the example that I have as well. So
Perfect.
just make sure. Let me see. Okay. So the image stuff. I guess. Interesting. I think I have a old version, and that's why it's working like I told you.
It's just a string. Okay.
So I guess. Oh, okay. I guess so. What we can do actually, we can create a generic file using the Yumi how's it called, the Yumi package.
Okay.
So we can there should be like a create generic file there. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. That's actually way better. Yeah. And
this
so
takes the content. So that's the await read file.
yes, exactly. And then we should like the name, collection.png. And probably we want to pass in the tags as well in there. So for example, tags, equal name, content type, and value image. So it's going to be, yes.
Okay.
And we want the value, I think. So yeah, exactly. In there, like in tags, directly in tags, we should open like the other parentheses, yes, and their name. We should probably use content type, content dash type, yes, and value image PNG, yes. The rest we don't need. We don't need the rest, yes.
Perfect. Should I run it?
Let's run it. Let's see.
Okay, this one is just.
Oh wait, are we uploading it anywhere? We're just.
I mean, I'm just connected to Devnet.
Okay, yeah.
I guess it'll infer where it needs to go for Iris.
Oh yeah, sure. I think we now need to pass in the content, the generic content we just created into the upload stuff that we. Oh yeah, we're doing it
right here, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Collection image. Hey, I got an image, and
nice.
Lo and behold, I mean, I guess I can copy and paste it right here. Number image has been uploaded. So cool.
Let's go.
So I reckon what we can do in order to not recreate this script, we can kind of like comment this out and replace it with the URL, right? Because now we have the collection image uploaded. I'm gonna call it like this is this.
Yes.
Great, perfect.
Nice. So I guess let's create the metadata right now. So yeah, we could. Yeah, exactly. So in the metadata, in previous standard, we would need to pass in the name, the description, the image, the external URL, the attributes, the properties, and everything else. Here, for example, we don't need to pass in the attributes because of the fact that if we want to attributes, we can use the on-chain one. Yep. So we will just need to pass in the name, for example, yes. Then the description, if we want to.
Whatever.
Great. Then we need the image right now, and here we need to pass in the URI. I guess it's just called image, and yeah. Great. If we want some external URL, but this is not needed, I guess we can skip over it. And then the last thing that we need to upload is the properties. And the properties have what's it called, vector, and then we open the the double parentheses we need.
So it starts with this, or it starts
with the other one.
It starts
an array.
No.
Never mind. You're right. It starts with that, and then inside of everything we have files, and then open the thing. Yeah, open the vector
array.
Yes. And there we have the URI. So again, yes. And then we have the type, and in this occasion will be image PNG, I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but
call it probably. Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
Type would go a lot quicker if I could actually type properly, but here we are.
And great. That's it.
Perfect.
So now we can use the same method as before, but this time we're going to use umi.upload upload JSON. Yes.
Okay, so we do const collection metadata uploaded equals await umi dot uploader dot upload JSON.
Yes, and pass that in metadata.
Pass collection metadata, just simple like that. Yes. Console log, and this should give us a URL to the same file.
Yes.
Same JSON, but then on the blockchain. So let's actually do here step 2, upload collection JSON. Perfect. Gonna run it.
Let's go.
There we go. So one step for this, second step for the collection. I imagine we need to repeat this for all of the assets as well, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So once this is here, we now have assets. Now, if I would like to, if I don't care too much about decentralization and stuff, I could just host this on any S3 endpoint, with basically any HTTP endpoint that can just expose it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Okay. That's great to know. I don't know why this is happening, but copy URL here. And now we should see, hey, JSON file. That's what we have. So cool. Amazing. So let's do the same thing and do this URI equals whatever I just copied. So that's that one. Get rid of the new line. And then I'm going to, again, comment this out because it won't have to happen again for this demo.
Yes. Great.
Perfect.
Cool. So now we just need to create a collection. And so we can use the create collection instruction from MPL Core.
Okay. Const collection equals, and that is?
Await create collection.
Okay, so this is a separate method that gets exposed by MPL Core?
Yes. And so So just like a something very very quick right now. So every time you use Yumi, every time you use any instruction for Metaplex, it's always name of the function, open the parentheses, Yumi, and then open the parentheses and pass all the paragraphs. It's before Yumi before and then after that. Yeah.
It's Yumi and then options.
Exactly, and then all the parameters there.
Amazing.
So for example, oh yeah, we will need to generate a new keeper, and for that we can use the generate signer instruction. Yeah. Yes. And
Again, here passing in Umi.
And then so then there we can pass in collection equal collection and collection keeper.
Okay.
Then the name.
Great.
Then I think the URI.
So that's collection metadata.
Yes.
We don't care about the image here.
This would be this will be perfect if we want to, because like the payer is handled by the Yumi identity already. So we could add some plugins if we want. I don't know, Bjorn, what do you say?
I guess let's keep it simple. Let's try to do a minimal thing, and then from there we can kind of extend.
Great. So at the end of the function, we can just use dot. I think build and sign, or build. Yeah, build and sign, or actually let's just use send and confirm, and this will just
Okay, cool. So taking again Umi for this one, and then I guess this is the create collection signature. Yeah.
Yes. So one thing we will need to do is we will need to transform the to be readable on the Explorer. We will need to transform it in base 58.
Okay.
So we can use. So we have our own. We have our own stuff that is called like. I think if you just use base 58, should pop up.
Yeah.
Dot deserialize. And then there the transaction signature. Yeah.
Amazing.
And I think you will probably need to pass in the after base 58, you will need to pass in that to take only the position 0, so like array 0. Yeah.
From this one. Yeah.
Yes. So that should work.
Okay, run it.
Let's run it. Let's see.
Okay, cool. So it goes out. This time it doesn't do anything with Iris. It just goes to Devnet directly. So we should be able to see this in then Explorer. Let's open that up already. Collection signature. Hey.
Oh, let's see if I deserialize it correctly, but I guess so.
Yes. This one is a successful transaction, sir.
Let's go.
Now,
and just like that, we had our first collection.
Amazing. So this took 30 minutes. So I just put the timer out there. So we didn't really get it. That doesn't matter. We're not going to stop here because of that. I didn't know we are going to do this all by hand, which is amazing because we don't depend on any third-party tools. So we can just build the script. Let's move on. But this is great success already. I wish I had sound effects so I could do a little applause right now, but I don't.
That's true. I didn't thought about the fact that we would need to upload everything, and that's why I calculated 30 minutes. But yeah.
It's not an issue. We can just we'll just move on regardless. It's nice to set a challenge, and I think it shows character if, despite not reaching it, you will continue. That's kind of the whole. That goes very well with our work.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah, I love that.
So this is create the MPL core collection on chain with the metadata. So great. Amazing. So we now have a TX collection exists. We can just take the collection key pair probably, which should be a account that's signed.
Yeah, I guess it's the one with, this is the second one. Yeah,
the one that received Sol, right?
Yes.
It received the rent from the fee payer here, which is my account. And then we should see the account here, which is owned by...
Yes.
This is actually a collection already. Nice. No symbol was found. Okay, amazing. So we have our collection. The account is this one. So, okay, cool. So we can say const collection of type of is like public key and just paste this in.
Yes, great.
So, okay, we're working with this collection, numbers on chain. What's next?
So I guess let's start creating the candy machine.
Cool.
So I guess what we can do right now is take everything we did for both the metadata and the image, and let's just like create 10 image based on that.
Okay. That's great. So let me see. So that's from this part till this part, and we're only interested in getting back the
Metadata.
metadata, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me actually pop this into ChatGPT. So I want a function to go over assets. Return the URLs. And I'm just gonna ask my little buddy here so that we don't have to like work on this ourselves.
Yeah. And
so while it's loading, we'll have then 10 URLs, which are like, so asset URIs, which is a string array, which will be set in a few minutes.
Yeah. And in the meantime, I guess let's just start creating the candy machine. What do you say?
Yes, let's do it.
Great. So it's very easy. We already created all the how's it called? We already created all the setup for that for Yumi and stuff. So we can just like pretty much like start ripping. So I guess before we start, okay, we already created a collection, right? So yeah, we can just like pretty much just like create the candy machine straight away. So we can just use we can create candy machine signature as before. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. I meant as the name of the constant.
Function?
Yeah, as the name of the constant, because the function is just called create.
Okay, so I'm gonna call this. This is the create candy machine. You say?
Yes, create candy machine signature. We're just gonna straight go into it.
Amazing.
So in there, we just use await create from It's not even create candy machine. It's just create. Yeah. So one thing is create is both into MPL core and into MPL core candy machine. So we might need to. Okay, no, that's correct. Perfect.
Yeah, it's this one. Okay, perfect. And then I guess first property is Yumi.
Yes, exactly. And then we need to So
configure it.
Okay, I guess for the candy machine, right, we will need to generate a signer before, as we did to
Candy machine key pair is generate signer. Amazing.
So candy machine
Equals to that.
Yes. So then we need to pass in the collection.
Yep.
We
just
can use
pub key we just received here, right?
Yes.
Good.
Then we will need to pass in. We don't need the authority because we already have it. We just need. We will need to pass in the collection update authority. And in this occasion, it's us because we created. So we can just use yumi.identity.
Nice.
Yes. And don't even need the public key, just like, yes. Then we will need to make sure how many items we want. I guess 10.
Yep.
Probably.
So that's which property?
Items available. Yeah.
Items available 10.
Perfect. And then now we can just use the config line setting. No, actually no, because we're creating them one by n. So we can just go into the guards actually. If we want to add some guards.
Cool. Let's make sure that this is imported. And the guards, I just popped them right on here. Yep.
Yes, exactly. Guards. I guess instead of opening the vector, you just need you need to open the yes. And in there we can just use, I guess, keep it very, very simple. We're gonna use bot tax and sole payment. What do you say?
Yes. bot tax and sol payment.
Yes.
Seems like the easiest.
So just write bot tax, and yes, we need to before jumping in there, we need to use sum, like bot tax, the double dot, and then we need to just write sum. I think it's all in the exactly like that.
All lowercase. It comes from Umi.
Yes. And then open the parentheses. Yes, exactly. And we need to pass in lamports, that this is like, so I guess it makes sense to just explain like what the bot tax does. So what the bot tax does, so we have all these different candy guard, and we have all these different requirements. And so if somebody tried to mint, but they don't actually are able to because of like other guards, the bot tax pretty much will just like not fail the transaction, but instead of letting you, for example, pay 1 sol for the whole mint, it will just like detract this 0.1 lamperts in this occasion, and just pretty much use that as a tax to make sure that nobody's botting the mint.
Amazing. Yeah, really cool to see this kind of things built in. So could you say like, hey, this is actually a plugin in terms of architecture, but we'll just we threw it in there for you?
Yes. I think this is the perfect like the way that all the guards are. So it's a little bit different from like the MPL core plugins and the way that they work. Just because the like for the guards, we have a complete different program that just handle the guards. Yeah. So it's like the way that it works there is, for example, if we don't put any guards on it, the mint authority of like the candy guard will be our Yumi identity. When we put in guards, the mint authority becomes the candy guard, the candy guard itself. And so the way that it works is like, instead of like calling the core candy machine program when you want to mint something, you call the candy guard program, and that what the candy guard does is like a cross program invocation with its own account, and start minting based on the guard logic.
Amazing. Yeah. So I guess, so one of the things when I got started with my first Metaplex Core collection, I created a collection, and then I creative collection was able to mint these things. But then clearly that's great for some situations. Let's say I'm building an app or a game and I just want my backend to mint NFTs when a user did something, send it to their wallet, fine. But specifically today, we're looking at the candy machine, which is then to like basically self-service people to do this mint. And then the guard is the one that actually is going to decide, hey, I'm going to charge you this. And if that's all good, you're going to get a random NFT from this collection, from this candy machine.
Yeah, and I think there are 26 different guards, so it's very, very personalized. Like you can set up the start, you can set up like when should it finish. You can even set like different phases. Like the crazy thing about it is like you can set up different phases with like different thing. So for example, you can say from like this time to this time you have to mint at a certain price. Then from this time to this time you need to mint at another price. And then you can, for example, say, yeah, but now I don't want you to use Sol, I want you to use USDC or like whatever token. And then there is even like the possibility of saying, yeah, I don't want to use any token, just like you need to burn an NFT from this collection. So it's like the possibilities are endless pretty much.
Yeah, it's also honestly there where I got kind of taken off guard, because I was like, okay, I need to take a bunch of decisions. One first thing that kind of confused me is like, at least from the front end point of view, I think it was possible to have either one guard or an array of guards or like a group of guards. This was already like kind of taking me off guard. And then once I looked at some of the sample code out there, I realized, okay, you have to make a huge conditional UI if you want to have all of these plugins supported, because now at the guard level, I'm going to say, okay, charge me 20 euro C for whatever mint at this time. At your UI, if you want to have a fully fledged mint UI, it'll just need to read the candy machine, read its guards, print it like this. So there's definitely challenges there. And I guess some alpha here in the grounds council, we're going to be looking at people who want to build these kind of things. So we're going to spec out what we'd love to see, because I'd love to see like the mother of all minting sites built on Metaplex Core. But that's kind of a side thing. So yeah, the guard here is botx. It's kind of like a way to extend how you're going to protect these. Could I
Yes.
also write my own guard if I wanted to?
Yes, you can actually do that. It's
Nice.
like you can create like a conditional like whatever you want, and I think it's called. Let me double check how it's called, just because I haven't used it yet. So just because it's like very very advanced, and I had the chance, but I think it's called. Let me see. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's called the route instruction.
The route.
So
Nice.
yeah, you could use the route instruction to pretty much like set a guard as you want.
Okay, cool. Something for another time. Let's try and move on here. I think TypeScript's telling me something. I think
we're
that once
missing
I have this
missing
last
some
instruction
stuff.
one.
Yes. And we can say true. Usually I set it to true.
Perfect.
Okay, that should be it for the bot tags, I think.
I think it's sum with a capital.
Oh, it's sum with a cap. Oh, nice.
It's not sum with a capital. I'm lying.
Huh. Interesting. What? So I'm looking at my code. And when I overall it, it's like sum with my like with the
Yeah.
like this, and then when you do it, it's like sum with the capital. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the type, I guess.
Yeah.
So this is the function that returns the type. Could you share your reference where you're looking at, so I could glance at the same?
So I'm looking. I'm overing over the code as well. So, oh, but yeah, I guess it's. Oh, let me see. Where are you? Maybe it's the type of sum that we're.
Also, in the meanwhile, I had my little friendly helper ChatGPT built me this upload asset.
Let's go.
And let me invoke.
Okay, I know what it is. I'm dumb. Sorry about that. So lamp ports, we need to transform them into a soul. It's called like soul. No, no, sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
Amazing.
Okay.
Yes, amazing. Yeah.
Great.
I guess one of the things we're speed running, we're not going to go over all of these, but this makes sense for people that work with this. Just converting numbers, making sure things are the way they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
Perfect.
exactly. Instead of like so we have this solve function, and pretty much what it does is like, since we will need to pass in lamp ports, it just like they all do all the calculation for us and just say, yeah, I want to send a 0.1 sol that equals to, I think it's like 10 million lamp ports. And so yeah, that does it for us.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So that's the first one. And then the sol payment, I guess, sol payment.
Yeah, same, yes.
Sum.
And sum, exactly. We need to do same lamp ports, sol, and whatever price we want. Yes, and destination, and we need to set a destination.
A destination. Yeah. Okay, who's going to receive this thing now? I guess while we're minting, I might just well all have them in my own wallet. So the one who does this, so we can just say public key of the identity is the one who creates the mint.
Great.
That seems to make a ton of sense. And that's it for the candy machine.
Yeah, we just need to now we need to do await. This doesn't support send and confirm directly there, so we just need to do now await, and then create candy machine signature. Yes, and then send and confirm there. Yeah.
Okay, so let's hold off for this because in the meanwhile we have the asset URLs.
Yes. Right. And so we actually don't need them right now.
Okay.
We need them in the next, because so the way that it works is like we create everything before, like we create the bare bones stuff, and then we insert all the items in the second transaction.
Okay, so here we already say we're gonna have 10, but it won't be there just yet.
Exactly. And the way that like they ask us explicitly how many items we want, because the way that it works, like you cannot mint if you didn't upload all 10 items.
I ran into that one as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I ran into, that's why.
So then I guess this is going to be the signature again, and then we're going to log.
Yes.
How did we do that above?
Yeah.
Deserialize the stuff.
Yes.
Pop this one over here, and this now should be. I guess I need to import it from serializers, eh? Yep. Okay, let's fucking go.
Let's see. Let's
To
see.
put it-
Hopefully.
We have an error. First error. Nice. We didn't have any errors just yet.
So I guess, yeah, my bad. I forgot to tell you, yeah, to use the MPL Core Candy Machine.
Amazing.
So use MPL Core Candy Machine. Yeah.
So cool. This is right here, but this is exactly what we need in such a stream. MPL. Let's make sure my. Is this what plugin's called?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Oh no, MPL Candy Machine. Just MPL Candy Machine. Sorry.
Okay, MPL Candy Machine, and it comes from Core. Yep, perfect. Now, same instruction. One more attempt. There we go. This is an error. Bullish. We have progress. And let's start. Always good practice to start at the beginning of the error. Candy Machine.
Our row constraint was violated. Wow, that's. Let's see if the SDK maybe.
Program MPL Core at address blah. Do we have to pass in somewhere the account? Ah, no, this is the Candy Machine core.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because I realized there was something related that I had to specify, like, hey, I'm using this program to build this.
So, interesting. So that our row constraint was violated. That doesn't help a lot. So I'll say let's skip pre-flight. So in the create can exactly there. Let's keep pre-flight and see. I think it's yeah, and let's like try to exactly. Let's see. Okay, I think now.
Now I'm just refreshing the Explorer here because I imagine it will partake in this.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so let's take this one and see how that's going. But we don't have this huge red error. It did fail, however.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it's because we skipped pre-flight, and so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I guess it's the same. It's the same address.
Machine. Error code constraint row. Interesting. So let me see again.
Quickly seeing here again, and so it's kind of funny. I'm streaming on X as well as Twitch and YouTube, but X, the viewer count only goes up. So it says we have 281 people watching at this moment.
Wow.
1 hour into the show, which is amazing. I don't think it's that high. That said, if some of the viewers out here spots it, because sometimes you're sitting at home watching a stream and it's super obvious what goes wrong. If this is you at the moment, please start screaming because we'd love to have your input.
Yes, please. I guess interesting. So I'm looking at one of my example to see what went wrong. So we don't need the hidden settings. We don't need the items available, collection updated already, union entity, collection needs to be collection.pubkey, Candy Machine Keeper. So it's interesting because the problem comes from, seems like it's coming from the CandyGuard program, or maybe not.
We can see, should be able to see that here. So this is the first instruction that fails.
Yeah.
Candy Machine.
Oh no, okay. Candy Machine. Okay, no, never
Candy
mind.
Machine Core.
And the problem is the Candy Machine account. That's actually quite interesting because we're literally initializing right now.
Creating a new account, right?
Yeah, exactly. So What is even going wrong?
So one thing that I kind of remember is I needed to do something like this. So specify the core program. Now, this might be because we're on 1.0.0 of some of these things, and I think there might be something here. So let's try and run it with this
Yeah.
to see if that makes any difference. Now, it won't throw an error. Instead, it will just go ahead and try to do this, but then fail regardless. So let's see. Okay, there's somebody on Twitch that's scamming. Can I get rid of scammers? Add to block list. Yoo-hoo.
Guys, build a candy machine. You will make more money with this than scamming. Come
Exactly. Do honest stuff. Let's go ahead and do it. Click this one. It did not fit. It did not go well. It's the same thing. So, okay, this is interesting.
Do we want to try something? Let's try something. Let's try actually passing in the config line setting and setting to none.
Yes, I like that.
And yes, and let's do the same with the hidden setting as well.
Eden.
Hidden, like, yeah.
Ah, yes, hidden settings. Yes.
Let's see.
Run the same over again. Pop this one up here. Capture the signature as soon as it goes. Yeah, and I guess for those of you still here, friends, this is what it's like to be a dev. It's lonely, and you have to stick with it to get used to the boredom of failing.
Yeah, you need to chew a lot of class and like just, oh,
But
let's
it did
go.
work. Virtual applause button. Yes, amazing. So now we have a candy machine, and then I guess we want to pick this as the URL or the address of our candy machine, right?
Yes.
So if we would run this script over and over again, it would keep on creating different candy machines, which is not what we want. Same as with the collection. We tend to run that once and then hit it. So gonna go back in here, gonna comment all of this out. So this is create candy machine, but then eventually we'll end up with candy machine equals pubkey, this one, which is great. So this is our candy machine.
Yes.
So cool. So let's see asset URIs. So this is the moment where we want to say like step 5.
Yes. So
add assets to the candy machine.
Exactly. So what we want to do there is to create we want to create a vector. Oh, let's create like let's call it config lines.
Yep.
And in there, let's create a vector of, and like before a vector and then opening the other parentheses, like the, how's it called? The other way around.
The other way around. So we create an array and
Yes.
we pop objects in the array.
Yes, and in there we create name, and we, for example, number 0, for example, and then like the idea there is going to be number 0 URI, and then the asset URI probably 0 or like something like that.
This is what we're going to come up with all of these things.
Yes, we need to do from 0 to 10, all of that.
Okay, let me do one final check then to end up with this structure. So const result equals upload all assets. Okay, cool. I'm going to add that in here. That should be done in a few seconds. It's kind of fascinating that now it's like, hey, if it takes like 15 seconds to generate, the AI is kind of slow. But let's see. I got some logic here. This all looks like it would compile. I do have another upload asset right here, so let me get rid of that one. So, and fix my imports, which is already done. Yumi instance, it doesn't need all of that. So upload assets, and then I guess instead of saying this, we do const config lines is await, upload all assets. I'm gonna inline this one and here as well. Because we're inside dev mode and we won't recreate any of the things we're not interested in, we can just freely run this. This is just...
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we do upload, but wow. Is it so
Wow.
fast? It is so fast.
Wow.
Amazing. So this ran, and this means that these are all of our config lines then.
So I want to give a big shout out to Tony because he just updated the SDK and I think he made it so faster. So shout out to Tony from the DevRel team that made it happen for like all the upload stuff.
Amazing. Yeah, Tony is a legend. He's really good, really great addition to the team. Okay, cool. So we have our candy machine. We have our candy machine, like our config lines. I can now give this the full name that it deserves. These are all of our assets. We have 0 to 10. So we actually have 11 items, not 10.
Ooh, true.
We set in our thing that we have items available 10. So should I just comment out number 10 and then it's...
Yeah, I guess it's better. We could change the config line, but like for the sake of time, we just like comment the last one.
Okay, cool. So we have all of our assets there. Candy machine is created. The collection is created on chain. What's next?
Let's add the config line to the candy machine. So const, I guess we can call it add config line instruction. Yeah, and we use add config line. Yeah, lines. Yeah, exactly.
Yumi as the first one.
Yes. So there we pass in the candy machine public key. So candy machine, yeah. Then we need to pass in the index. So yeah, and we can just pass in 0. So this is something that let's see if we incur in this problem. We can say so. For everybody that doesn't know, transactions are limited to like 1 megabyte. So since we're passing in a lot of data inside of like the instruction, let's see if we go over the 1 megabyte size. Because if we do, we will need to break down the config line that we created before and just like say, yeah, instead of starting from index 0 to add the config line, we can start from index X. And this is actually pretty cool because this works even if you want to, for example, replace only one item inside of your config line. You can just pass in one item and passing the exact index where you should replace the stuff.
Amazing. Okay, so this means we don't need to do it in one go. We can break it up wherever we see fit.
Yes.
Amazing.
And so right now, and then the last thing that we're missing is config lines. The array that we just created.
Yeah, so that's this one.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah,
that's it. And then so add config line signature equals await. Add config link ix dot send and confirm pass in UMI. Let's also, for sake of argument, just do skip pre-flight, so it will end up on chain regardless. And now I hope that my autocomplete helps me here. It does not. Well, got another trick up my sleeve.
Let's go.
Config line sig, that get this one out and done.
Let's see.
And get this one from serializers. Yeah, let's run it. And I do say it does make a lot more sense to build it from scratch, which we're doing right now. Before I used like Sugar CLI, which is great, but it doesn't work quite well with Metaplex Core. So then I had this TS Sugar, which you probably know, built by a great guy from our community, which is great. But now I had like 2 tools. Then I started writing my own stuff. I got lost. And then I basically asked you.
Yeah, it's like I always like to do everything from scratch, just because, yeah, then like after you do it the first time, you could use all the tools, but like at least you know what's going on. You need to know everything that is going on there.
Yeah.
So. Success.
100% success. Okay, so we have now candy lines. That means our candy machine is now filled. How we beautifully say that. It added position 0 to 9, which adds up to 10. We were at a quarter, just a bit over a quarter of our compute units. So we should roughly say you could do like 30, 35.
So it's not about the compute unit, it's about the instruction size. So like if you go into like if you see like a little bit up, you can see like the instruction data is like packed.
Huge. Yep.
Yes, and like each of that stuff, like it's 1 byte. So I guess we could probably do like 30, still 30, because I think that's not more than like
Yeah.
we can reach probably like not 1,000, because naturally there is the instruction header, there is like the all the accounts and everything else. But it's like I think you can probably do 20, 30 without any problem. And
Nice.
so there are ways to pack even 50 or 60. And this is, but I'm just gonna tell it, and we're not gonna do it. But like, if you, for example, use a wave to create the metadata in a deterministic way,
Mm-hmm.
you can use the config line settings that we set to none before. You could set it to some, and you could set, for example, the prefix name. And so, for example, in this occasion, we could have set numbers
Yeah.
and the prefix URI, and we could have said, for example, aris.devnet.com and like the slash the deterministic URI. And what we would update later would just be 0.png, 1,
Yeah.
1.png, 2, 2.png. This is something we can do. For the sake of this example, I just like said, let's rip it.
Yeah.
But if you go on the developer app, there is explained how to use the config line settings to pretty much like optimize this type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to make a note of this because I already know I want to have you on a second edition where we're going to look at, hey, dynamic URLs with a base URL, because this is how I would likely use it, because I want to host most of these images on my own services. I don't care too much that they're on decentralized storage. Anyway, we're digressing, but this is great to know. So now we've filled up our candy machine. We can comment this out. We don't really need anything of this operation. We already have the candy machine public key here. So that means we should be able to mint something right now. Is that correct?
Yes, we definitely are able to mint something right now.
Amazing. So let me copy actually the candy machine ID. So I kind of already know, like, this is the thing that we need. So how about I go in my front end here, I guess just on the home page where I'm connected to stuff, and just gonna say, paste this one in with public key coming from Yumi.
Yes.
Yep. Ah, but I already have a symbol called public key. Okay, sure, I get it. Let's quickly move this up. Yes, so, and then we can get rid of the airdrop and the balance stuff because that's not really relevant for today. And let's instead, we're just gonna make sure we're on the right page here. A bunch of red because of unused imports. Now let's see where I got this app. It's not even running. We will run it right now. So also, we'll share in the show notes a bunch of starters. There's a NextJs starter that has a bunch of stuff. I tend to work more with Vite, but it works regardless. Now, also, one thing I'm quickly going to do, I kind of already alluded to it, but I'm going to go ahead to my UMI provider right here.
Yes.
And we're going to rip whatever we used above here, which is all of this. I know one thing we're not going to use, but for now, here's where we initialize it. So we say, okay, this is UMI. We're not going to use the signer identity, but instead, we're going to use the key pair from the wallet.
Yes. So you can get rid of the iris uploader as well if we want.
Fair point.
And so, yeah, I guess, so we will need to import wallet adapter identity from the Yumi signer wallet adapter.
Okay.
Yes, and it's really easy. Wallet adapter identity, and the wallet and then the thing inside comes from use wallet. Yes.
Yep. This is how I like how these things work together.
Easy.
Yeah. It's very good. And now I'm gonna, instead of returning a string, gonna return UMI here, and then
probably dot identity. Maybe you can just even to see if we use this right signer identity. Oh no, sorry, never mind.
We should be good here. And then I guess we're just going to call this Umi.
Oh, I think I think you were returning wallet instead of Yumi.
I'm returning Yumi here.
Oh, never mind. I'm dumb. Sorry.
And this is the.
Yeah,
no worries.
Yeah.
We don't have to rely on endpoints. Well, yes, we do. I just need to use endpoint right here. Good. Okay. It picks up new bunch dependencies, and this should now allow me to say, hey, you know what? I should be able to say use Yumi. Let's see if this imports. Doesn't do it. I didn't export it properly then. Use GIL. I was already a bit in the GIL mode. Did you see GIL?
I haven't tried it, but like it's Nick. It's Elias or Nick, because two
Nick.
frameworks just came out. So
yeah, it's the one from Nick. The one from Helios also looks cool. It's
yeah.
I think it clearly shows that there's a need for something like that, and
yeah, and shout out to Nick doing wonderful work for all the ecosystem. Really love Nick Frostbutter, if you guys know it.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you don't follow him, follow it on Twitter, everywhere, because he's an amazing guy, hardcore builder like us. So
I think you could ask yourself, are you really a dev if you don't follow Nick?
Exactly. What are you doing?
Solana, that means. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we have our friend Umi here. We have the candy machine. What's the next step here?
So I guess it's very, very easy. We can just mint it.
We can just have a button and say mint.
Yes.
Amazing. Let's do that.
So before we will need to, so first of all, let's start with generate signer, const asset equal generate signer. So probably asset keeper generate signer.
Yeah, asset keeper is generate signer taking in Umi.
Yes.
Amazing. I like it.
Then mint transaction. We const mint transaction equal await mint v1.
Mint v1.
Yeah.
Passing in Umi.
Then candy machine. We need to pass in the candy machine.
Yep, which we got there.
We need to pass in the collection. We forgot to that, so we will need to import it from
Now, some of the things that I already figured out, which is something, if you're looking at this as inspiration, you can fetch the candy machine from chain and actually get the collection out of this. So you can do one operation. We're not going to set that up today because we know that const collection is, where is it? This one here in line 62. I guess.
Right. Wow.
Sorry?
You got it right. The AI got it right. Usually, just spits out the first public key randomly. This time you got it right.
Super Maven Pro is way better in this type of things than Copilot.
Yeah.
Cool. So we have the collection. Now we need to keep pair of the asset, which is asset.
And so this would be fine if we didn't have any candy guard. So when we have candy guard, and this is probably what Beeman, what you were referring to before, that you need all this conditional stuff because every guard needs a specific argument passed in when we mint it. So we just need to pass in mint args. And so this time around we have just the sole payment. So we can just sole payment, and we need to pass in as before sum. Sum, open the parenthesis, double parenthesis, yes. And we need to pass in just the destination.
Okay, interesting. So that's the key pair that I'm having to store, that created a collection, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now this expects something else. Type destination. Yeah, of course, it needs to be public key, of course.
Oh, right.
Yay. TypeScript is such a lifesaver.
And
amazing.
This time around we can do send and confirm directly on the mint transaction.
Awesome. Passing in Umi. Now, just for context, this now creates a transaction, triggers your wallet adapter, because that's what we did as the signer. And now your wallet will kind of handle it.
Yeah. So
popping up backpack here in the sidebar.
This time around works really well because we just had Yumi. But if you, for example, are using an hybrid between some Metaplex SDK and normal SDK, remember that Yumi actually has the we can as some adapter to mutate all the Yumi instruction to Web3 instruction transaction, and same time same stuff from like Web3.js to Yumi. So then you can decide what you want to send the transaction to.
Great. And now I guess while we're on the topic, the big question on everybody's mind is when can we kind of expect this to happen for the new set of tools, the new tool chain? Basically, what used to be called Solana Web3.js V2, it'll be rebranded. We'll have a proper name for this thing soon.
Soon. 100%. We're working on it. We're trying to create that stuff. And I'm just gonna give some alpha here. Probably right soon we will even have all the Yumi SDK on Gil as well.
Amazing. Yeah, I think so. The interesting kind of backstory here, we're going off path quite a lot, but that's kind of fun of the live stream. So I guess the person who worked at Metaplex before, who invented all of this Umi stuff, then went ahead and worked with Anza and is working on new Web3.js. So if you see, like, squint your eyes and you see similarities how Umi works and how the new Solana SDK works, it's Loris. I think it's one of the legends in the ecosystem. I think yes. Admired by a lot. Great guy, super friendly, extremely knowledgeable, and very proficient dev. So yeah, I think it's amazing. I learned a ton of TypeScript by working with the new SDK and looking at source, etc., etc. I'm super happy to hear that this is pending, and you know where you find beta testers, right? You can just send me a repo, and I'll pull it in. I'll poke at it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So this mint instruction, this is exactly where I got stuck. And I see, when I see this mint args, I think this is where it went wrong. I admit I tried to make it work with groups and dates and whitelists all at the same time. So this is probably where I start getting confused. Let's see if we can do it.
Yeah, let's see.
So we want to log minttx and then again a base 58.
Yes.
Dot serialize, deserialize.
Yes, deserialize. Yeah. Min signature 0. Yes, let's go.
Okay, and then do this here. So we're gonna say mint. And that's gonna be it. Now gonna clean up this one here and just gonna say mint. This triggers my thing. It sees that I'm sending 0.03 sol. This is very bullish. And now I'm picking up this one. Gonna go to
if it worked at the first, we have to pat ourselves on the back.
Yes. Let's see. We have a few more things. I think this is successful. Now, the final test. This is a very cool site. It's the Metaplex Core website. It has an Explorer feature. And if I connect my wallet here, it's not Solflare. I love Solflare, but I'm not using it right now. Solflare, please add a sidebar. And this should now pop up. I should have one collection. I should have one asset. And if all went well, we're on mainnet. Let's quickly switch to Solana Devnet. And then if all works well, these things should pop up here. I'm going to quickly refresh. Make the little drum sound. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? It's taking long. That's one thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's kind of, that might be a bit difficult at times. But there you go. There you go. Number 1, I minted. Number 0, I minted number 0. Now the image doesn't render.
So maybe we made a mistake in the, I guess, so we haven't checked if actually the other stuff was uploaded.
I guess
Like
you're
if
right.
the config lines, we haven't checked in the config lines if the iris link was actually something.
Something correct. Okay, and that should then, so I should have number 0, which I think is this one. Yeah, it does seem to it does seem to be there. It might be something with our, could it be something with our metadata?
Oh, wait. So if you see the image there, we're missing the, oh, we're missing the, right. I'm
This is
sorry. I'm dumb.
this should have been a metadata file, so we should have
Yes.
done a similar step. I get it. I think, okay, so just to explain it for people that don't get what went wrong here. So if we look at the collection, we first uploaded the asset, and then we added this asset right here. Is that here? We created a metadata file, which we didn't upload JSON. Here it is. So
Yeah.
we got the image, and what we didn't do for our assets is give it a name, description, set the image, set the properties there. So I'll make sure in the uploaded demo that this will be fixed, and I'll make sure that the whole end-to-end thing will work. So you should, if you set it up and you don't get any errors like, hey, set this envar or do this, then you will end up with a working candy machine. You plug it into the front end, and then you can mint to your heart's extent. So yes, this is really good. This is really good. Even though we don't see the image, we do see the collection here at the Metaplex Core Explorer. So that's really good. And we do see the number 1 asset. It has been downloaded here, or it has been found. And
yeah, it's just not rendering right, but the asset is there.
awesome. I think we made great progress. Thank you so much for working me through this. Now, I do know you have something in about half an hour. I also have few things set up. So I would love to invite you for part 2.
Of course.
We'll figure out offline when that's going to happen. So there's a few things that I'm going to do before the show. So what I want to propose for the next show, I'll clean up the script and I'll show you like, hey, dude, just by running a script, we'll have a candy machine collection. I can do this 1 mint. So we're cleaning up, taking over where we just left off here. I'll make sure to internalize it and yeah, maybe automate a bunch of this stuff.
Yes.
And then I'd love to look at advanced plugins,
Yes.
making guard groups, doing allow lists.
Should we, I think I have an idea. Should we make a staking contract live on TypeScript?
Staking contract.
Yes, for assets.
I love it.
Let's go.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, and that would be one of the plugins, right?
Yes, yes, we will use plugins for that.
Okay. Something else I wanted to check out is dynamic URLs. So I'm super interested in hosting my assets on basically a GitHub repo. If you look at it, I got reasons for it. Doesn't really matter. I just want to have I always have static assets, and they're always deterministic. So they're always 0.png at this thing. It's kind of for like a membership system, right? So I don't need these things to be off-chain. We already need to trust the business to be online.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And like I'll double you up if we want. We can even like let's do the like the non-decentralized way. But I have a code snippet where we can use deterministic URI on Turbo that is hosted on Arweave as well. So we can see that as well if you want.
Turbo on Arweave?
Yeah, it's called pretty much. It's like what Iris before. Yes, that's Turbo. So what what Iris did before, it was pretty much like a wrapper around Arweave. So you could interact on Solana like all these different like layer 1 and layer 2. You could just use Iris to settle on Arweave. Now Iris launched their own L2 and like pretty much, or I think maybe it's even a layer 1. But Turbo pretty much completely take on all the market that Iris had. And so right now what Turbo does, one cool thing about it is they have the manifest system. And the way that manifests work is pretty much creating a deterministic URI for every asset that you have there.
That's amazing. That's super nice. Yeah, I think, let me actually stop sharing screen because I don't think we'll really go back here. So we can kind of wrap up. But I think this deterministic goes very well in line with whatever you do on Solana. So we'll be using Metaplex Core to launch a membership system, and we want to make it a bit cool. So we're going to have like vanity addresses for all of the NFTs. It's
Oh, wow.
super dumb, but it'll have the first 3 digits of the whole collection will be the same.
Wow.
I showed it to the guy in the project. He was like, "No, it's not optional. It's essential that we do this kind of jokes." So cool. So we can kind of stage the whole setup. And another thing, like I'm very much learning by doing, so that's the only way for me to get something going. I think one of the cool things about Metaplex Core is you can actually delete a collection. You can delete the assets. It's listed in the UI that we just showed, core.metaplex. I actually added the burn collection functionality there because it wasn't there, so it was like little contribution to the repo.
Nice.
So that's all super nice. I'm going to quickly go over the notes. I think we went through all of that. We didn't do it in 30 minutes, but we did a way better job because now we really internalized how to do it. And you convinced me, probably without actively knowing it, that I shouldn't probably use Super CLI that does a bunch of stuff. It's way better to kind of configure and make my script work for my collection instead.
It's like so yes, but we're working on a new CLI for Candy Machine as well that to use Core. So I guess it's like you could use that as well and just like use the Mint stuff. But I guess like what I like for the first time is always like really know what's going on under the hood. So it's like like for example, when you use Sugar, you exactly know what are the different inputs and whatever because you already know how that works. But the CLI, to be honest, Tony's cooking a CLI that is incredible. So something to use for sure.
He sent me some screenshots about I guess cluster and wallet management built in. This was already kind of nice because, like as you saw, I use nvars. I very much want to have this localized, like this keeper for this project, this one for the other. Super excited again. I'd love to be beta tester. Just shove stuff at me. I got time.
Sure.
So we got a bunch of stuff left. There will be a part 2. I guess probably BLS052. We can probably shove it in within the next few days, maybe Monday. Let's see. We'll do advanced stuff, guards, staking contracts for assets, dynamic URLs, and I'd love to use it if we can, or at least explore what Aura can do for us, because I'm interested. I know reading data from Solana is incredibly challenging if you want to do it right and on scale. You can kind of already see this if we load in our asset page on the Core Explorer. It's a very inefficient request that it does. This will not scale if you have like a huge collection, or I guess the more core NFTs are minted, the slower it gets.
Yeah.
So that's what Aura sets out to fix, right?
Yes, pretty much. Like we have very fast indexing capabilities, very fast like get asset capabilities. So all this different type of stuff, pretty much everything that requires showing up the asset on the front end, Aura does it really well. And like it makes sense in a way because we were the first one to we created DAS for everybody to, because it just made sense for us. Like it made sense to, so everybody could just like plug and play with DAS at the start. But we never thought about like having our own RPC service for that type of stuff. So we decided that first of all that the read layer needed some decentralization in our opinion, and so like having different nodes, having different node operator that can actually service all those requests, and we just said we created DAS. Let's try to make it even faster than what it's available on the market. And I think we're still in beta. We just opened the possibility to everybody to test it out, or like to just create a key and start playing around with the system. But I guess like in this beta phase, we encountered very high success on some of the requests that we're fulfilling.
Amazing. So I think one of my needs is PubKey Link, which is the Discord verification system. I'm clearly always interested in the latest state of things, like who owns this in what collection. I guess this is what it can do, but then You said getting an API key. How does it work? Can I just apply? Can I use it? Should I pay you? Are you going to give it to me?
It's naturally. So we have both a free system and a paid system as like every RPC provider. And right now, if you go on aura.metaplex.com, you can already get your own key or own API key and start testing it out.
Okay, cool.
Eamon, you're the man. I'll hook you up with some MPLX that you can use to play around. So after the stream, I'll eat you up and eat your wallet with some MPLX, so you can start testing it out and see for yourself.
Super excited. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate this. This is exciting stuff. Like, huge shout out to Metaplex, and you guys are doing amazing. Yeah, it seems like there's only coming like amazingly useful tools. Das API was already game changer for me. It allowed me to kind of write PubKey link support compressed NFTs, because that was kind of the read layer that enabled that, as far as I'm concerned. Amazing. Yeah, Aura seems like another thing to dive into. I have to do my NFT project first. We're going to launch something. I'll post about it. Follow me on Twitter, BMNNL. I'll be coding it probably live on stream. A lot of these things. This is a client project, totally separated from my other things. We're going to build this cool membership system. It's going to be built on MPL Core. I intend to stream most of this because we are very much open source minded. We're also going to open source the whole stack, even though it's not dev tooling. All of my co-founders were super on that train. And yeah, once it's there and we have our first 1,000 users, I'm going to use this fella to index it and
let's go.
So. Amazing. Is there anything else that you'd like to plug? Something new you learned, something random that you want to share with people?
So one thing that I learned about on Mountain DAO is that I love steak for breakfast. Like, I'm an Italian. I love a good meal, but like, I have to say, Italian breakfast game is very, very weak. So learning that, and shout out to Nicolas, that is a new member of the Metaplex team that put me on the steak as breakfast. Guys, it's amazing. If you're not from the US, you probably will say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Because it's like, this sounds gross, but steak, eggs, hash brown, and cinnamon toast. I have to say, amazing breakfast.
Okay, steak for breakfast. I'm gonna try. When I met my wife, who's Colombian, first time I got introduced somebody eating rice for breakfast. For her, that was like totally normal. Yeah, you just eat rice with eggs. That's your breakfast. It's like, okay, whatever. Amazing, steak for breakfast. I'm gonna drop it here, and I might have a new addiction.
It's really good. It's really good. It's dangerously good.
Very good. Yeah, definitely we'll check it out. Leo, thank you so much for coming on such short notice. It's been a blessing to have you here. Very, very cool. And see you on the next one.
It's been an amazing time. Thank you, Binman, for inviting me. And I'm really looking forward for part 2 right now.
Amazing. Next show will be part 2, BLS052. Don't miss it, where we do advanced stuff with Metaplex Core. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.